50 quotes from Martin Luther King Jr., the renowned civil rights leader. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. The time is always right to do what is right. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. True peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. There comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but he must take it because conscience tells him it is right. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. Change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through continuous struggle. If a man has not discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live. We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. The quality, not the longevity, of one's life is what is important. A riot is the language of the unheard. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. He who passively accepts evil is as much involved in it as he who helps to perpetrate it. Whatever affects one directly, affects all indirectly. There is nothing more tragic than to find an individual bogged down in the length of life, devoid of breadth. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. We must build dikes of courage to hold back the flood of fear. We must use time creatively, in the knowledge that the time is always ripe to do right. The soft-minded man always fears change. He feels security in the status quo, and he has an almost morbid fear of the new. There can be no deep disappointment where there is not deep love. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. Rarely do we find men who willingly engage in hard, solid thinking. There is an almost universal quest for easy answers and half-baked solutions. We must concentrate not merely on the negative expulsion of war, but on the positive affirmation of peace. If you lose hope, somehow you lose the vitality that keeps life moving. You lose that courage to be, that quality that helps you go on in spite of it all. Nonviolence means avoiding not only external physical violence, but also internal violence of spirit. You not only refuse to shoot a man, but you refuse to hate him. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. We are not makers of history, we are made by history. To be a Christian without prayer is no more possible than to be alive without breathing. Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. Of all the forms of inequality, injustice in healthcare is the most shocking and inhumane. Never succumb to the temptation of bitterness. The time is always right to do what is right. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they die for. The hottest place in hell is reserved for those who remain neutral in times of great moral conflict. We will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Forgiveness is not an occasional act, it is a constant attitude. These quotes highlight Martin Luther King Jr.'s profound wisdom and unwavering commitment to justice, peace, love, and service. They continue to inspire and guide individuals and movements around the world in the pursuit of equality and human rights.